The question I got from X was, do I think that all the illegals pouring into the country are going to be deflationary in nature? So in other words, if all these illegals that are coming in to take all these jobs that Americans supposedly don't want, that's not true, but whatever, will it be deflationary? Will we see prices coming down as a result of this? No. No, I don't think that you're going to. And the reason I don't think that you're going to see any of those prices come down is because they can't have a truly deflationary scenario. You could have disinflation, kind of, which is just where you spread poverty equally. We covered this yesterday. You can spread poverty equally all you want, but a truly deflationary scenario, what that means is that your dollar starts buying more, your spending power goes up. They can't have that. They can't, because keep in mind that the banks have lent out to all different sectors, not just real estate, not just, it's everywhere. They've lent out all of these dollars, right? They can't have those dollars increase in value, because then that means the volume of dollars slows down going to them. Okay, your velocity can slow down that way. Okay, that's what ends up happening. They have to have these prices continue to go up, because remember, their balance sheet is based on on the so-called nominal value. So if nominal value of, I don't know, a house, if they say it's worth, an appraiser says it's worth $400,000, right? If that's what the appraiser says, and the bank lent, let's say, $350,000 on the house, they can't have it then go down to $125,000, where it probably should be. They can't have that. They certainly can't have it go down to $85,000, because because then they would have to, the principals have to make up the difference on that, and so they can't have that. These people don't have this kind of money. Like I think I mentioned before, most rich people out there aren't as rich as you really think when you start talking about cash, right? When you start talking about the ability to have that liquidity, right? When you have a liquidity problem, that most billionaires and multimillionaires, they don't have liquidity. They have theoretical value projected on stock price and so forth. Like, that's the kind of shit that they have. The same is true for real estate. When bankers lend out money on real estate, it's based on what the appraiser says it's worth. Okay, so it's based on somebody's worth and comparable values, which is why it's one of the reasons. It's a theory that I have about why they do some of these crazy deals, why you see these banks do these ridiculous deals where they like the one guy who bought a duplex and paid $650,000 for it. It's like, what the fuck? Who greenlit that deal? What underwriter approved that deal? Because nobody who knows anything would have done that. But they do it. My theory is because they probably needed comp values in that area to come up a little bit. And so you basically do a throwaway deal where you're just going to get some guy's down payment, and then you're going to probably, in all likelihood, repossess the place and get rid of it. But you kept your comp values up. So do I think that we'll see an actual deflationary scenario because of all the automation that's flooding the border? But by the way, that's the new thing now, because these are not like, dude, the illegals that are coming here, there's all these automation bros thinking that, oh, it's going to automate. Dude, if you're going to automate all these jobs, then why the fuck are you flooding the country with illegals? In other words, there's no such thing as automation. It's crap. It's a complete lie. That's reality. So they're flooding the country with automation, right, and cheap labor, and that's where we're going with this. And I don't think that we're going to see the deflationary thing that you were asking about, and it's largely just because of that. It's because if we were to see that, then the standard of living for Americans would actually start increasing for the people who are doing the work. For people who are retired and living on fixed incomes, not so much. They would see the opposite effect happen, because they're in their so-called investment portfolio, their gambling accounts and 401ks, etc., which is all just gambling, would start losing money. So there you go.